This is gonna sound like complete bullshit, but I swear to you that this is true, Tom Holland says. Have you ever heard of cognitive dreaming? Before the start of the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content, subscribe to Bobuya channel. Let's get started. We've been talking for a couple of hours at this point, and conversation, as it tends to, after long enough, has drifted onto the subject of dreams. I've been having nightmares lately, I tell him. Anxiety. This is something Tom Holland knows all about. He is a terrible sleeper, a sleepwalker, a sleep undresser even. 4 out of 10 sleeps I wake up completely naked. As it happens, he has a trick for dealing with nightmares. And because Tom Holland is Tom Holland, the actor who put the friendly back into your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and is just famously, energetically, irresistibly nice, of course he's happy to help. Okay, so I'll tell you how you do it. Essentially, when you're asleep, your brain is working way faster than it is when it's awake. John Watts, Holland's director on 3 Spider-Man movies, told me this, and it has worked. If you're in a dream and you read something, say a stop sign, and you turn around, when you look back at the stop sign, it will have changed. So what you do is, and this is where it sounds stupid, you set an alarm for every hour of the day when you're awake. When the alarm goes off, you read something. So I'm reading. At this point, Holland looks around his bedroom, which is sparse. An unmade bed and a half-open wardrobe behind him. Low fall sun streaming in the window, and a lights upon a packet of pistachios. Roasted and salted. You turn away, you look back at it. Roasted and salted. Okay, I'm not dreaming. What happens is when you do it for a long time, you start to do that in your sleep. Sometimes if I'm having a really bad dream, I'll look at a sign and go, oh, I'm dreaming. And then you have free reign to do whatever you want. So you can influence your dreams? Yeah, the last time it happened to me, I was flying around the Golden Gate Bridge. It was awesome. Holland is at home in London, waiting out a government-mandated travel quarantine. So for now, we're talking over Zoom. It's an unusual time for the actor, a rare pause. Since he landed the part 6 years ago, Holland has played Spider-Man in 5 movies, of which 4 have made more than $1 billion each. In the past year or so, he has starred in 3 films, taking on different offbeat dramatic roles of a priest-murdering orphan in The Devil All the Time, and a heroin-addicted bank robber in Cherry, and finished shooting 2 more. Still somehow only 25, Holland has ascended to a tier of stardom few actors ever reach, and rarely so young. There are very few actors working now who are versatile in the way that he is, says Spider-Man producer and former Sony chairperson Amy Pascal. And he's the hardest working person that I know. Since I got cast in Spider-Man, I haven't really taken a break, Holland says. So he's enjoying some state-enforced time to himself. I find myself ringing my dad, Dominic, a comedian and author, for stuff that I should definitely know how to do, he says. Dad, how do I put the washing machine on? Last night, a skylight broke in bad weather, flooding his kitchen. The outside world has a way of forcing itself back in. The next few months promise to be hectic, even by Holland standards. In December, he'll star in Spiderman No Way Home, a film that Holland himself has called the most ambitious standalone superhero movie ever made. Then there is February's Uncharted, a slick Indiana Jonesy adaptation of the best-selling PlayStation franchise. This is that moment of like, can Tom Holland stand up on his own and be a leading man? I know that makes me sound like a dick for saying that, says Holland, but for me it is. Can I do it without the lycra? The stakes for No Way Home are even higher. For several movies, Marvel has been establishing Holland as the new center of Marvel's world. Tom is stepping into the role that Robert Downey once occupied for Marvel, which is the favorite character, and in a lot of ways the soul of Marvel Universe, says Joe Russo, who, alongside his brother Anthony, has directed Holland in 4 films, including Avengers Endgame. What's more, No Way Home will finally collide Marvel's increasingly Byzantine cinematic universe with Sony's own equally convoluted Spider-Verse, currently comprising Tom Hardy's Venom movies, plus the forthcoming Morbius and Kraven the Hunter, thereby planting the seed from which years of sequels and limited series and sundry other subscription-generating content will surely bloom. Holland, however, is not signed up for any of that. No Way Home is, at the time of writing, the last film on his Spider-Man contract. As we're talking in early October, he says there are still a few shots to pick out, some additional dialogue to record, the small matter of a global press tour, and then nothing. It's very strange, Holland says. The last 6 years of my life, I always had a job to go to. After so long in the superhero business, Holland is readjusting to life without a mask on. It's kinda terrifying, but it's also really exciting, he says. You see, lately, Holland has been thinking about dreams and wondering if those he once had, the future he once saw for himself, are still his dreams after all. To understand how Holland became a multi-tentpole movie-carrying action hero, it's simplest to start with ballet. Holland grew up in Kingston upon Thames, an upmarket town just south of London. There, age 9, he was spotted at a dance class by a West End choreographer, who suggested he audition for the Billy Elliot musical. Holland practiced ballet for 2 years to land the part, just doing pliés and tendus and relevés, développés. I hate développés so much. That's the one where you extend your leg up and out until you look like this. Why? Finally, Holland was chosen to play Billy. His parents invited everyone they knew. Only the day of his debut, Holland came down with tonsillitis. Not wanting to disappoint anyone, he didn't say anything. I was like, I can't miss this because all these people are coming, Holland says. He delivered a flawless performance, and nobody even noticed he was sick until the following morning, when he was taken to the doctor and given the rest of the week off. Being Spider-Man is more of a responsibility than just having a job. There are kids out there who are bullied at school who don't fit in, and Spider-Man is their go-to guy. I got the name Sick Note, which frustrates me to my core even today, says Holland. I was too young to do that show. I was incredibly underdeveloped as a kid, and I would get sick, or I would be tired, or I would get injured, and I'd need to take a break because you're doing 3 shows a week, rehearsing every single day. Now as an actor, I push through everything, because I'm not going to be Sick Note. When Holland started making it in Hollywood, a debut in 2012's The Impossible, followed by small parts in Wolf Hall and In the Heart of the Sea, he leaned into his balletic talents, literally throwing himself into every job. This approach is written into the subtle S-bend of his nose, which he has broken twice, once on the set of The Lost City of Z and again on Chaos Walking. I'm like a Duracell battery, I'm the bunny, Holland says. It's that energy that comes through on screen, whether he's doing backflips as Spider-Man or pulling on fishnets and grinding to Rihanna on Lip Sync Battle, determination bordering on desperation. Anytime I've ever watched him work, he does it 150%, his Spider-Man co-star Zendaya says. It's incredible to watch. One of my biggest faults is that I'm an impossible people pleaser, Holland says. I don't like the idea of people not liking me, so I will do whatever I can to make that not the case. In 2015, Holland beat thousands of other young actors for the role of Spider-Man in a multi-film deal between Sony, which owns the rights, and Marvel. He had a vulnerability and a wit, and an immense likability that felt to me like Peter Parker from the comics, Russo recalls. Unlike his predecessors, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, Holland's Parker was still a child, burdened with a responsibility that he finds overwhelming. Holland could relate. While most kids his age were still sitting exams and asking around for a prom date, he found himself in a full-time job. Only his co-workers were Robert Downey Jr., Michael Keaton, and Jake Gyllenhaal. Nonetheless, he figured out a way to infuse his nerves into his performance. I was given this piece of advice as a kid that was really helpful, which is, if you think about the actual physical feeling of being nervous, it's the same physical feeling as being excited, Holland says. So I've just convinced myself all my life that when I'm nervous, I'm really excited. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to channel, and turn on post notifications to see more of our future videos. With that said, keep enjoying our videos, and I'll see you in the next video.